everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here and you found a little moment in your day to see what I am up to. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Yanni and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. On this channel you will find lots and lots of seasonal DIYs, but of course also daily decor DIYs. If you like this content, of course, I hope you click the red subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, so I hope you enjoy it. And for now, we are going to make some new tumbling tile blocks DIYs. If you like it, of course, come along with me, and if you only want to watch, have fun watching. And for today's DIY inspiration, we need, of course, our tumbling tile blocks. We need a paint at your choice, some wood glue, your glue from your glue gun, of course, some glue sticks and some brush. And later on, I will also make a print on my computer you can use, and you will find all our prints most of the time in our free printables link down below in our description box. And of course, on this channel also, all about Christmas and the channel I do together with Diane Deco Easy. So go ahead, check it out. But these are the main pieces we need for this DIY, and we are going to make a round sign. But of course, we try to saw as less as we can. So we will see how this will turn out. We are going to make first the under piece of our round because we are going to do it in 3 different sections. So we start with the bottom of our round and we are going to start with 1. And then we're going to take 2. So it is very easy, and I'm going to use some wood glue because I want to be sure that everything sticks together. So these 2 we are going to do together, and I'm going to do some wood glue on the first line, and this way I'm going to glue it in the middle. So I'm going to lay it over here. Now we're going to do again a 3-piece. So we do some glue on this side, we do some glue on this side, and we take block number 3 and we are going to glue them together this way. And I'm going to lay this over here. I'm not going to glue it yet because I wait until everything is a little bit dried in. We are going to now go again with 3 and 3 and a little piece. So we are going to do 1, we are going to do 2, and we're doing 3, and we get a half blocker. So this is just the half of one of the blocks. So this is the only piece you have to get your saw, but you can also use a very easy hand saw. You don't have to use a jigsaw or something else, just do a hand saw. We're going to glue this one together, and we're going to do this one together, and the small piece over here. And again, we are going to lay it over here already, not gluing together. We just wait first until this is dried up. And we now go for the last layer, and that will be 4 blocks, but 4 blocks in totally. And this is number 2, this is number 3, and of course number 4 will be just glued this way. So this is 1, and this will be number 2 and number 3 and 4, and this way. And we are going to make a straight line. Take your time for it, and I let it dry for at least an hour, and then I'm going to glue these pieces together. So I waited a half hour. Of course he still needs to dry. Of course I hope he will stick in place. So I'm going to do some glue on this side, on the 2, just a little small line this way, laying it down. And I'm going to get this one on the side, and I'm doing also some glue. And I use wood glue, but you can use any glue you like. If you have another glue which is for you working better, just go ahead and take your own glue. And maybe you even want to do it with your glue gun because that works faster, and you're correct, it works faster. But with this one I want to be sure that everything stays in place. So I'm going to lay it down, I'm going to glue this one on here, and I'm going to move this one. Of course I'm already with my fingers inside of it this way, and I'm going to take this one on top of here and squeeze it a little and remove the glue which is too much. And now we are really going to let it dry for 1.5 hours. In the meantime, while our first section is drying, we are going to do the middle piece. And what we're going to do, we're going to take 4 blocks again. So we are going to do some wood glue also on this side, the same like we did with the other, and this one. And now we have already our pieces, and we are going to glue this one also in a straight line and wait until this one is dry. We take again 4 blocks and we do the same like this, just 1, and this will be 2, and this is number 3. And of course, I understand for people who don't want to see, if you're here and you just expected very quick DIYs, I always do it as much as I can, step by step. So if this is not your kind of thing, I think maybe this is not the content for you, because I love to do it step by step so everyone can make their own easy DIY. So if you want to see it, and what you also can do, you can skip forward and see the end result. But of course, I hope you do this DIY together with me. I have now 2 pieces of 4, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 12 blocks also, and I'm going to lay them. This is 3, this is 9, 6 and 9, and the last 2, 12. So you see, I have 12 pieces, and if you look correct, they are the same length as 3 or 4 of the other pieces. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to glue them, but on the longer side. So very easy, just do the glue on this side and go one by one and place them in the line. And of course I have to make a little more room, and over here. And this will be the section later on. We will do some print inside. And this also gives a little moment that you can get a nice round. So we are going to go glue this one together one by one and just get a straight line. And we're going to build it further and further until everything is glued together. And then we're going to try to squeeze it a little, and then we're going to make a nice line. So we have a straight piece to work with in a moment, and he still needs to go up. And that's the great thing about wood glue, you still can redo it again. And this. And we also let this dry. I'm going to remove the glue, and we let this dry for also 1.5 hours. Already is a half hour of past, because we are waiting for 1.5 hours. Not together, I'm waiting. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue. I did it right now after a half hour of drying already. I'm going to make a line with my glue on the ending of this 4 block, this way. And I'm going to place it against this one. So make sure and glue it together and make a straight line this way. And I'm going to do for this one the same. I'm going to do it on this side. And again, a nice small line. And most of the time I always use too much glue, so don't mind me. Just take whatever you think is needed. Then I'm going to glue this one also against each other. This is already the second section we made from our round sign. So now the first and the second section are drying. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go again for 1 and 2. Just glue them together, just like we did with the first one. Very easy. Glue it, and we're going to glue the side of this one. And again, we're going to place it together, lay it over here, and we're going to do a section of 3 again. 1, 2, and this is number 3 again. Glue them together and let them wait here until we can glue them. Of course, you can glue them easily, but then it gets a lot of mess with your glue. So I'm always waiting. I think for me, it works a little bit better if I wait a little moment until everything is dried up. Now I'm going to go again for 3 of 4, but 4 will be the one with a little small piece. So a half block this way. You see, he's over here. And now I'm going to do some glue. And the second one. And the third one and the last, of course, you don't have to do because he is already with a glue. Again, a row of 4 of 3 and a quarter, of maybe 3 and a half. And now we're going to go for 4 blocks, and then we already have our section number 3, the top. This way, and you see already how easy it is. And of course I always try to make it a little bit more unique and a little bit different like someone else makes, because I always love a little bit different, and maybe you also love, just like me, a little more different than of course you can find a lot of this round on Pinterest. So if you want to have more like the round from a wooden round, go ahead, there you find so many beautiful creators. Go check it out, because you won't be sorry. There are beautiful people who make beautiful rounds, so go check it out. But if you like a little bit different than normal, then you're here at the right place. But everything is always a little bit different over, and goes also most of the time we also make mistakes. So this is just a try. We will see how this will work out. So again, I did it from the 1.5 hour. I let it dry for at least an half. I'm going to turn this over again, at least this one, and I'm going to do some glue on this side, lay it down. I'm going to do some glue on this side and lay it down, and on the last one. And then we already have our third section also. It was a difficult word. You hear already, it was a little task for me to get to get it out. You see, now I'm going to do this one, and now the last one. And then we have our third section also. I have all the 3 sections dried up right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to paint this one in the black color. I paint one of the other section from the top of the bottom, just what you want, in the darker green color like this, because I make it for because I am a Christmas channel, of course. So I'm going to make it already for an early Christmas inspiration. I'm going to do the green, and the other one I will do in the furniture wax to give it a rustic old look. So, but choose any color you like, and I'm going to do something for the Christmas season here. But in our free printables, you find for any season, you can find a print for on top of here. So go check it out. So for everyone who enjoys every season, just go ahead, do whatever you think is right. So I'm going to paint this black, and I'm using for my black just a simple school board paint. And it's a very cheap brand. I think I only pay €2 for such a can like this. So it's a very, you do such a long time with this size. So I'm going to paint this, and then I will be back. My black is drying. Now I'm going to take my green, and I'm going to give this a green color. Just do some green on top of here. And I'm going to give it a nice coat, but I try to get it as light as I can. So this looks strange, but at the end, I hope it will work out nicely. So I'm going to do this totally in the green. And for my last section, I'm going to use some furniture wax, but I'm not going to do some furniture wax on this side. I'm only going to do it on this and on the back side, because we still need to glue it over here. So we're only going to do the front, the back, and the little sides. So it gives already a nice rustic look, and I always so loving the rustic look. But if you want to give it another color, it's also fine too. Be free to do whatever you think it's right. So I will finish this off also. our 3 parts are in the paint and wax, of course. And like I said earlier, do whatever you think is right. This is a little bit of the darker green color, but later we will have some white over here, so don't worry, everything will brighten up in a moment. I'm going to glue this part and this part together, so I just take my wood glue and I'm going to give it one layer of my glue, just a small piece, and I'm just going to place it down, and I'm going to do on this side the same, just a small line, and I'm going to place it also, and I'm going to glue it together, and this way, and this one on this side, and again we are going to let it dry. You see, everything is glued together, and this is how it's looking like. You can do it this way. It's also very hard to see the colors. If I would do this round again, of course I will do it a little bit different, because I think I would leave the 4-piece which is are a little bit higher. I think I will leave them out the next time, but do whatever you think feels what feels right, because I don't know, I think I'm going to find this spot a little bit too wide, so that means that this is a little bit too flat for if you want to call it a round. So I think for the next time I'm going to leave this part and this part out of it, and then just do the 12-piece just in between and just move it closer. But you learn every day when you see, but maybe when it's finished, maybe I say it looks very nice, but we will see how this will turn out. I go to my computer and I'm going to print out a print, and I think I'm going for the word joy to the world, but you can do, like I said earlier, for the fall season, for the summer season, do whatever you think is right, because your home is your decor. So I'm going to go to my computer. Here you see the print I will use. I did one with some greenery on the side, and I did one totally with black and white. So you can choose which way you want to use. I think I'm going to cut out both of them, and then I'm going to look which one is fitting the best inside. So I did cut out both of them, but I think I'm going for the plain one, but at least the neutral one, joy to the world, because I love a little bit more how this one is coming out instead of the one with the greenery. I love the greenery also, so but if you want to use one of them, like I said earlier, you find them in the free printables. Go ahead, check it out in our description box. So I'm going to make it more fitting, because he's not totally fitting, so I have to cut out little pieces. So I will do that first. He is fitting in between, so I take my Mod Podge and I'm going to Mod Podge the back side of this middle piece. Of course, Mod Podge any way you like, because I'm not a standard one that you have to look for Mod Podging, because I do it most of the time the way just what is coming up. One time I tried with some water to be sprayed on with some water. It also works, everything works, so do it the way you think you always used to. This is not what should have happened. You see already, now I am having the Mod Podge I had also need to do on top, because or else you will see it, so I have to do this also. Sorry for the delay. But mistakes are also part of your DIY. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to place it in between. Yeah, and just be sure, and I try not to get it on top of my worst, because I like the matte finish. So I'm doing my best not to touch the Mod Podge, and I let this dry for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to decorate the top. You see, I placed you a little bit closer. Now you're really next to me. What I'm going to do, you see already our print is dried up. What I'm going to try to make fall away is a little bit the flat side on this side, because this is the part I don't like. What I told you, maybe I should have left this two out, but we will see. I'm going to have my burlap ribbon, and I did already a fishtail on it. So I make 2 longer pieces, and I'm going to measure out, I think over here. like this, and I'm going to make a second one. So I have 2 longer pieces on each side. I'm going to make this one, and I'm going to cut out this piece, and I'm going to make again on the other one also a fishtail. And it's very easy, just bend your ribbon this way. I think you already know how to make a fishtail, and just cut it sideways, and then you already have your fishtail, you see. And this is a wired ribbon, but of course you can also use other ribbon, it doesn't matter. So, but this works a little bit better, and it stays better in place. I'm going to look for where I want to have it, so I do my glue gun on. I already should have done it on already. Then you don't have to wait on me. And I think I will cut it a little piece off, and this way, because this you won't see anymore. So don't worry about it if it doesn't look the greatest when you are working with it. And I'm going to do a little cut over here, and I'm going to glue it, just some glue, and I'm just going to lay it in. Be careful, because this ribbon is open, so you don't burn yourself. And I'm going to bend it, and this is one. And now I'm going to do with the other one the same again. Cut off a little piece, and on this side, and I'm going to look for, I think it doesn't matter if one is longer than the other one. So, oh, he's still sticking from the other one, so I don't have to glue too much with it. And this is one. And now I'm going to make 2 smaller fishtails, and I already did. You see, I have now 2 smaller pieces, and I'm going to glue them on top of here. Just make sure that you don't come over your words. So I'm cut off. He's a little bit too long. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and again, just lay it over here, and I measure out, and this one over here. I think maybe I have to turn it this way. It looks now like a mess on top of here, but like I said, don't worry. And you see, now we already have the base of the ribbon on top of here. Later we do a bow. I'm not a great bow maker, you see already. I think for me this one is a little bit too long, so I can still cut it a little bit shorter, like this. And now I'm going to get my greenery. I do 2 longer pieces of greenery. This is very cheap greenery. I buy them always in a garden center here in the Netherlands, and I think I pay only 1.25, and then we get still 40% sale, so it is not even €1, and it's similar like dollars. So I'm going to cut it, and I think I'm going to measure out a little bit where I want to have it, because I want to have it also over this piece. So again, do some glue and place your branch inside and keep it in place for a little moment. And you see already I'm totally under the glue, but it doesn't matter. I love to show you how it's made. And of course, I hope you also love that I show you how it's made, or else you are probably doing something else already. And I'm going to take another one, of course, for the other side. I have to measure out a little where I want to have it, and then I'm going to cut off, because or else he will be over it. I think maybe this, I think I need to cut it a little bit shorter. Yes, I'm back again. I was totally forgot my little tool for cutting off my greenery. And you see, I'm going to look for, yeah, this is a little the same height. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to place our greenery inside of here and make sure that everything sticks right. And I keep it in place for a couple of seconds. And then I hope it does stick on each other. I have really no idea because that doesn't feel right. But you see, everyone is struggling to get the greenery on top of the display. So don't worry if it happened to you. Everyone has it. So again, maybe I'm going to do some glue over it. Maybe this will help also. Of course, I have to do it with one hand. You see, this is really gluing for beginners. So I'm doing some glue over here to make sure that it stays better. And I wait until it is dried up. What we're going to do now, we're going to take some smaller pieces. And you see, this is just pieces always with 3. Oh, you were here. Like this. And I'm going to glue them over the other one. So I just do some glue on the back side and just place them in between and squeeze it and press it down. And don't burn yourself again because, like I said, I don't feel a lot of thing on my finger because I have arthritis. If I say it right, I hope I say it right. So I don't feel anything, but be careful that you don't burn yourself. And I'm going to take another one of 3 and I'm going to do some glue on the back side. And if you have better glue than what I have, it's also great because then you are having less trouble to glue it together than I have. So it's always one big mess on my table. So I will leave everything out and then it looks a little bit better for you. This way. And now we already have almost the top of our round, and now he looks a little bit more like a round. And I'm going to get my berries. I just take berries from a garland and I just cut them apart so I have lots and lots more pieces. So I'm going to place it a longer one over here. So I do some glue again on the ending of the stem and I'm just going to lay it very easily in between your greenery. Just make it yourself easy, just lay it in between and you're getting another longer one like this. And we are going to do some glue on the ending and again we are laying it very easily in the greenery, just like this. Press it together so the red is popping out of your greenery over here, this way. And now you already have a pop of red on the ending. And of course, we are going to finish it off with some greenery. And I'm going to look for, because I want to have the top also this way, and here will be the bow. So I'm going to get some greenery over here. I have to. Why always when my camera is running, I always have things which are falling, which are coming down, and don't worry about it. So, and again, press it down. So I do this one upside down with the tops on the top. So you get a nice full ending. And again, I'm going to wait until it is dried up. This way. And I have to unglue myself. And if you like red berries a lot, then you can do right now also some berries in here. So I think I'm going to lay also one in the middle because I think it looks very nice. I have to be careful because it's wired. And I'm going to make it a little smaller. I also can cut a piece off, of course. That's easier than what I'm doing right now. Here in the Netherlands we call it rode bessen. Rode bessen. I think you call them red berries. So it's a little different word. So I'm going to lay it over here. So let it come out this way. and again. So now you still have already also a little red piece coming out. Now I'm going to make a very easy bow, and I'm going to keep it in the neutral tone also with this ribbon over here. And I think it will look very nice. So we will make the bow right now. For the bow, we are going to use like I said, I'm going to use the same ribbon. If you have a white ribbon, I recommend the white ribbon because it's a little bit more easy to work with when you have it on top. But I did also years and years without the white ribbon because here in the Netherlands is not a lot of variety on ribbons, so we have to do with what we can find. So this time we had lucky and we have the white one, but of course I did one piece already cut out for 45 centimeters. I think it's in inches, if I am correct, almost 17 or a little bit more, like 17. I don't know if it's correct what I say, but then you have to look it up, but it is 45 centimeters. And I'm going to make 6 pieces of 45 centimeters. I'm just going to measure out like this, and then I will be back with you. So 6 pieces of this and some wire. I use the gold wire, but of course most of you have the green one or the black one, but this looks very nice with it. You don't see it too much. So I'm going to make 6 pieces. You see I have my 6 pieces of ribbon, and before I forget to tell you that if you want to see a real bow maker, because I am such an amateur with bow making, because I just do whatever I think it's right, so don't mind me. But if you want to see a great bow maker, then you go over to Arlen's Country Craft Corner. She makes the most beautiful bows and funky bows. So if you are really into bow making, go ahead, check Arlen out. She's an amazing lady already, but she makes the most beautiful bows. So Arlen's Country Craft Corner. I can't say it right, right enough. So I am going to take one of the pieces. I'm going to double it up like this, and I'm going to bend it, and I'm going to give it a fishtail, just the way we did also like this with our how you call them, tails we already placed on our sign. So I'm going to do all 6 of them, so they all have a fishtail. And you see I have my fishtails ready, and now I'm going to take a piece of wire, and I'm just going to cut out a little piece. It doesn't have to be so long, but I think maybe almost as long as your piece of ribbon is. So I'm going to lay this over here so I have it on hand when I need it. So I'm going to get one of the ribbon, fold it together like this, and now we go to the middle and just squeeze it like this. It's very easy, just squeeze in the middle and like this, and now you get it in your hand. You get the second one, and of course the more often you do it, how better it will be. I'm going to double it up again, and we're going to go to the middle, squeeze it, and I'm going to turn it over and place it inside here of my fingers. I'm going to get the other one, of course, again, double it up, squeeze it in the middle, and I'm going to lay it, oh, that's the, the wire, double it up and squeeze it in the middle, and again, double up also this one, squeeze it in the middle, just very easy, just like this. And I'm going to turn this one also over again. I'm going to double up the one before last, and I'm going to double it up and squeeze it, and I'm going to place it this side, and you do on and on and on. So one side the fishtail, the other side you just turn it over every time. And this is of course the last, because I use 6 but you can make it as big as you want. You can also go for 8, but it's a little bit harder. This is very stiff ribbon, so it is very hard to get them in the right place. Again, like this. And you can also use, I'm using my wire, but you also can very easily use a tie wrap. So if you have tie wraps, it's also fine too. So I'm going to go and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to try to get it, and just turning and turning until it is totally stuck in like this. And see, like I said, this is really bow making for an amateur, but it works. Let us say that. So I'm going to go it, and then we're going to work with our tails and our bow. Just go and just do whatever you think is right. That's all the great thing about bow making. You can do anything you like, and just move them open and move this one open and just make a nice loop. And so you go by every piece you have, and this way, and bend this one open like this, and then you already get a nice cute little bow, at least the bow of an amateur. So I'm going to work a little bit with it, and then we're going to glue it inside of our top of our round. And you see here we have our round, and what we're going to do before I'm going to glue my bow on top, I found in my stash little pieces of this kind of greenery. I don't even know what kind of greenery it is, but I love a little bit of the brighter green. So I'm going to take 4 of them, and I'm going to glue a couple of them, one this way, and over here and over here. So I think it looks very nice just to give it a little pop of brighter green, and just lay it in between and press it down. And we're going to do the other one a little lower, so more, I think more over here, and do some glue on it. And I'm going to place it under here and just place this one over this way, and I'm going to do the other one the same. Just do some glue on the ending, and I'm going to build, I think if I go for over here, maybe here, and I'm going to glue it and make sure that it's popping out, and this way. And the last one I'm going to try to get as high as I can, especially because the bow is coming on. I hope he is still coming out, and over here. And this one also turning a little bit so he can more come out this way. And now we are going to get our bow. We are going to do some glue in the middle. Of course, I have to be sure that my glue is coming like this. Oh, you see already he is already all over the place. So don't do it the way I do it. I don't know what's happened with my glue, but he is, look, he is coming totally. I have no idea what is wrong with my glue. I have to cut it off. And now I've had on my scissors. This is one big mess. Maybe you don't see this, then I did cut it out, not to show you this. I'm going to glue this in between, and like this, and I'm going to squeeze it down, and this way. And I let it dry, and then we're going to work with our bow. I don't know what happened with my glue. So I let it dry for a couple of seconds at least. So I take my time for it. And you see the bow is on top. I worked a little bit with my bow the way I want to have it, of course, this way. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take a couple of my red berries. I'm going to cut them out. I think 3 one, and this one, and another one. So I lay in the heart of the bow. I'm going to do a couple of the red berries. Oh, whoop, whoop. This is one DIY with a lot of obstacles, we say it like this. Just do some glue on it, and I'm going to have to look that I have it exactly in the middle, and I'm going to glue still the other ones also over here. And I make a set of 3. And again, I have to look that I have it on the right spot. And this way. And now number 3. And again, but you don't have to do it. This is just something I do. You don't have to, if you don't like this, just don't do it. Just do it the way you think it's right. And I'm going to lay this one over here. And I keep it in place for a little second. This way. And I think I need another one for the top. So I'm going to do, for the ending, I'm going to do this one. Because I don't like the ending the way he is right now. So I'm going to place it in between this one and keep it in place until it is dried up. This way. And you see, now you get a nice inside. But like I said, you don't have to do it. We only need on the ending a ribbon for hanging our little round. And in a moment you see a quick impression. And here you see finally a sneak peek of our tumbling tile blocks round sign. And at the end I am so happy how this sign turned out. Of course, maybe the next time I will leave the 2 layers in between out, but I don't know, but I'm really happy how this one turned out. Of course, I hope you did this DIY together with me and you also have a nice round sign for yourself. And if you only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, of course, I will hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. It would help my channel a lot and it doesn't cost you anything. So if you want to see more DIYs, everyone, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for this channel. And of course, our main channel I do together with Diane. So enough talking. I wish you all an amazing day and see you next time. Bye.